Aspire, Standard Operation Procedure, Western Blot Transfer Process, Accurate Transfer, Reliable Results. Purpose, to transfer proteins separated by a SDS page from a polyacrylamide gel onto a membrane for detection using Western blot analysis. This process preserves the protein band separation and allows antibody-based identification of target proteins. Scope, this procedure applies to all Biotech 003 students and Aspire interns performing a Western blot transfer following the SDS page electrothesis. This process covers membrane preparation, transfer sandwich assembly, protein transfer conditions, post-transfer membrane handling, and documentation of conditions. A listing of the following equipment that will be needed and materials. Transfer apparatus, power supply, rocket shaker, pipettes, forceps, roller pipette, and timer. The reagents, the transfer buffet, 1x tris, glycerin, methanol, and DI water. The consumables that you will need will be the SDI page gel, PFDF, or nitrocellulose membranes, filter paper, sponge pads, gloves, marker wipes, and tubes. Safety first. Always practice safety. So here are a few tips. Methanol is flammable and very toxic, so handle with care. Always wear your PPE protective equipment, lab coat, goggles, gloves, and closed-toe shoes. Be sure to turn off all power supplies before assembly and after assembly or after usage. Keep area clean and avoid direct contact with buffers. Okay, now we're getting to the fun part. Membrane preparation. We have 4 steps. Step number 1, cut the membrane in the same size as the gel pack, the SGS page gel. If using PVDF membrane, activate in methanol for 30 seconds. You can use ethanol as well. We found that out by doing research, Dr. K and I. So you can actually use ethanol, which is in the little red storage container. Be sure once you add the methanol for 30 seconds, be sure to rinse the membrane gel with water. So what you're doing is that you're going to be doing it slowly, and you're going to slowly filtrate the water in from methanol until you have water replacing the methanol. Doing it with the methanol or ethanol allows the actual membrane to absorb and become wet. It won't do it with water for whatever reason. It's hydrophilic water. Well, it's not for whatever reason. It's the polarity of it that makes it hydrophilic with water. So again, we're using methanol or ethanol. And final step, equilibrate the membrane in the transfer buffer for 5 minutes. So to reiterate, step 1, we're cutting. Step 2, we're using the PDF membrane and we're activating it in methanol or ethanol. Step 3, we're going to rinse it with water. And step 4, it's the equilibrium process where we equilibrate the membrane in the transfer buffer for 5 minutes. Transfer sandwich assembly. So we have 1 through 6 steps. The first one is sponge pad, soaked in transfer buffer. Filter paper, soaked in transfer buffer. SDS page gel. Transfer membranes. Filter paper, soaked in transfer buffer. And sponge pads, soaked in transfer buffer. Remove all air bubbles between gel and membranes using roller or pipette, ensuring complete contact. Transfer conditions. We have actually 5 steps. We're going to place the sandwich transfer in a cassette. We're going to insert the cassette into the transfer apparatus. Fill the apparatus with cold transfer buffer. Connect to the power supply and run using the following. So we're going to do 100 volts for 60 to 90 minutes, 30 volts if it's going to do it overnight. That's the alternative. Now, with this process, be sure to look at the SDS page and see how to label your A or B cassette. There's a thing on there called TGX. And if you look on the screen, you will see it'll give you the option. And again, just look at the SDS page, and that will let you know what you need to do. Okay, we're almost done with this. We're getting there. So now, at this point, you're at the post-transfer handling, and there are 6 steps you need to follow. And the first one is you're going to turn off the power supply, safety first. We're going to remove the membrane very carefully. Make sure when you turn off the supply, make sure you unplug it as well. As for removing, we're going to use the forceps, and you're going to remove very carefully. Keep in mind, very delicate. Next, we're going to mark the membrane orientation, pencil marker, proceed to the blocking site or store it for C. Yeah, you can pretty much store this thing anywhere. We put it in a plastic bag. I have it with me right now. Yeah, so you don't have to put it in the fridge or incubator or anything like that. This thing can last for a while. And then the final step, you're going to clean the apparatus and dispose of the used buffer. Of course, with all lab procedures, all lab processes and SOP, be sure to document. That's very important. So we record the following in your laboratory record sheet and notebook: date of experiment, sample identification, gel percentage used, transfer voltage, transfer duration, buffer composition, observations, or transfer quality. When we did ours, the transfer quality was excellent. Everything went through very well. The ladders showed up. So we're going to go next to the 5% milk process. But for now, we're going to go to the final step, and that's the troubleshooting tips. Troubleshooting tips. So we have to make sure that there are no weak or no bands. Transfer time, voltage, verify correct sandwich assembly, ensure good contact, no bubbles. A lot of people do make that mistake. Please, no bubbles, and confirm the buffer freshness. And then the next thing you're going to do is, if you have an uneven transfer, ensure that the pressure is removed, all air bubbles, verify buffer level and temperature. If you have a high background, check for leaks. That actually happened to me a couple times. And make sure you're using fresh buffer and ensure proper membrane handling. I cannot stress that enough. I screwed up a couple without using proper handling, so please be careful. They are very delicate. Aspire accurate techniques, reliable results, advancing science together. I'd like to thank you for sitting through this presentation, and I wish you luck with your Western Blot transfers. Have a fantastic Western Blot experience.